My other student and then went to Morton, right? Yeah, you have to qualify. Yeah, I know. It's expensive. Yeah, just yeah, just kids and everyone. It's when we it's a long trip. Well, last year I went to Orlando, and you know, the same kind of distance. You know, it's going to be about a 4-hour flight.
Yeah, but we'll be in touch with that Sunday.
It is my pleasure. I'm so glad we get to, you know, do something for all the hard work. Yep.
Well, it could be that.
Can we have a motion to reconvene from closed session, please?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Godinez.
Here.
Jaramillo Flores, here. Kelly. Pratt.
Here.
Tessin.
Here.
Moraga. Here. Del Rio.
Here.
Okay, please stand for a pledge to the flag. Recognitions?
Testing, okay. Good evening, Morton Community Board of Education. My name is Colleen Delmonico. I'm the Career and Technical Education Director for the district. And I'm here to recognize some of our amazing successes from a variety of our students throughout our department. Some of our instructors were not able to be here this evening, and I have a feeling some of our students weren't able to either, but I'm going to read through their names and what competition they competed in just for their recognition. If someone is here, please step forward and so we can recognize you, and then I do have a couple teachers who will speak about their students specifically. So first up, we had a number of students compete at our state competition in culinary arts and baking and pastry from both East and West campuses. And we have 2 students from each campus that will be moving on to nationals in Washington, D.C. in July. So awesome success with our culinary students. So I'd like to recognize from our West campus. Again, if you're here, please step forward. Angela Gonzaga, Camila Diaz, Evelyn Aguilar, Thania Camacho, and Alberto Vigil. If you're here, please step forward. Culinary arts at our East Campus. Again, I'll read through the students. If you're here, please step forward. Rubes Moreno Garcia, Santiago Zarco, Jacqueline Guzman, Sarah Hernandez Jimenez, Ashley Parra, and Jaylene Dominguez. So Santiago is here, and Santiago earned second in state for baking and pastry, who will be one of the students advancing to nationals this summer. So great job, Santiago. We are very proud of you. We had 2 students from our Morton East Early Childhood Education program compete at FCCLA State in Springfield back in March. So 2 students who competed in the ECE Focus on Children, and they recognize literacy as their point of focus for their competition. So if you are here, please step forward. Ashley Valley and Vanessa Medina. And then our last 2 groups, who I do have instructors here for, so Mr. Mark Stock, if you can please come forward, and Dr. Veronica Rundell, if you can please step forward. Mr. Stock will be recognizing our engineering students who competed at their state competition from Morton West, and I'll turn it over to him real quick.
Good evening. As she said, my name is Mark Stock. I teach the engineering classes here at Morton West. We had students that qualified for the Illinois Design Educator Association state competition from the Triton College Regional in March, and then they competed at the state competition at Illinois State University in April. We had 8 students that qualified, and then we have several students that did place at the state level. So I'm going to first recognize the kids, and I'll talk about their individual events quickly. So, Drew Patel, if you can come up. Alan Venegas. Adriana Hernandez. Catherine Venegas. Andrew Garza. Vanessa Gonzalez. Out of those students, there was 4 students that were placeholders at state. So the Singleton event was 3 CAD modeling. So the student had to draw 20 parts within 2 hours of varying difficulty. And the student that did that placed second in state is Alan Venegas. And for the team competition for engineering design, this year's prompt was they had to design a board game for visually impaired people. So it had to deal with low vision or completely blind individuals. So they designed a board game. They worked with the vision itinerant that works with the school district as a consultant. And they took first place in the state of Illinois for engineering design, and they have their poster. So, thank you, everyone.
And our last group for the Career and Technical Education Department, I'm going to turn over to Dr. Veronica Rundell, who runs our Morton Teaches program over at our East Campus.
Hello, thank you very much for being here tonight. I want to recognize 2 exceptional young men who've been part of Morton Teaches for almost 3 years. Come on up, Ozzy and Esteban. All right. Esteban here. He plays 4th in the state. He's our national qualifier, so we'll be going to Portland in June for him so that he can present his Rising Moment speech at the national competition for Educators Rising. Did a job interview at the state competition, and he did exceptionally well. We had wonderful score reports from him. We're unfortunately not able to bring him on that trip, but I do want to say thank you to CTE and the teaching program at Morton East, because these gentlemen were part of the first cohort of teaching internships, and Esteban taught at Goodwin Elementary in the 5th grade class, and Ozzy taught in the biomedical engineering course at Morton East with actual students delivering actual lessons, and they're both amazing young men who are bound for teaching. Esteban just won the Morton College Academic Excellence Scholarship to pay for his 2 years at Morton College. And Ozzy just got a Golden Apple Scholarship.
We're going to go ahead and take pictures with the culinary and the, all of the CTE. Come on up. Yep. See you back here. Great work. Great to represent. Thank you very much. How about you guys move to the front? Move to the front. Move to the front. Okay, you there? Sorry, sir. Great job, guys. Great job. All right. All right.
All students may show many awards, please.
Put them down. Put them down. Oh. That's good. Let's go.
Get ready, 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Students at this time, we do have an opportunity for you guys to get pictures taken with your families with our PR department right down here. So if you guys want to follow Mr. Gamboa, he's going to let you guys go get pictures taken with your families right down over there.
Families, if you want to go with them, they're going to take pictures.
Mr. Gamboa.
Say that's bad.
Padres de familia, si quieren tomar fotos, pueden pasar aquí atrás a tomar fotos con sus estudiantes, con sus hijos, digo.
Hello again and good evening. It's a pleasure to be here today. I am Megan Halab, the math director for the district. I'm here to recognize our Morton East mathletes who qualified for our state competition. On Saturday, April 18th, we had a group of Morton East mathletes participate in the ICTM state mathematics competition held at Illinois State University. And this is a competition that's held against some of the top schools in the entire state. So we're really proud of these students and the hard work that they put in throughout the whole year practicing after school. And of course, behind the success and hard work of the students, there are several mathletes coaches who put in their time and dedicated a lot of their time and energy with these students. So at this time, I'd like to also bring up Kevin Volk, who is our head mathletes coach, Matt Horvath, Barb Kane, and Rachel Posick, if they're here. These coaches put in a lot of time, like I said, and it's very special to them. And Kevin Volk wanted to be the one to recognize these students and call them up here, and he's going to say a few words about the program himself.
Thank you, Ms. Hull. Again, I'm Kevin Volk. I'm the head coach of mathletes at Morton East High School, and I want to recognize all of the individuals who are here who were able to make the state mathletes competition. Again, this is very difficult to get to. This takes a lot of work. We practice year-round. Nobody can just walk in and make this. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of dedication. So, okay. So Brian Gabarit Moran, Pedro Alvarez, Santiago Zarco, congratulations, guys. And it's no surprise we've already seen two of these guys up here. They are just amazing seniors. Congratulations, everyone, on all your hard work.
Good evening, Jose Gamboa, principal of Morton East. On top of the one of the mathletes here that I'd like, that we're recognizing for their special contributions, obviously outside of the classroom. One of these mathletes received a perfect score on the ACT last year. I want to recognize Jesus Burrito for his work, scoring a 36 on the ACT. Success story in and out of the classroom, so it's truly amazing. Great work. You see, like you said, we've seen these students being recognized multiple times. All the things that we do here at Morton prepare these students for great success outside of the classroom. So thank you very much to our teachers for everything that they do. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're center. There you go. You're center focus, Kelly.
Okay, when it's ready, 3, 2, 1. Big smiles, please. Perfect. Thank you.
The Illinois Association of School Boards recognizes school board members for individual time and effort to learning and leadership activities provided by the association and for service to the public education community. Dr. Margaret Kelly tonight is being recognized for achieving a new level, both as an established and a distinguished board member. Congratulations, Dr. Kelly. Jessica Jalamia Flores is being recognized for achieving a new level as established leader. Congratulations.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Dan Wolf. I'm the athletic director, activities director here for the district. Tonight we're here to recognize a very special group of people. Our athletic season so far has been incredibly productive. We had some really good successes, some state tournaments, some postseasons that we've already recognized, and now we're going to kind of have a culmination here at the end of our sports season with, like I said, a special group of athletes. So our Special Olympics track team, we have some individuals that have made it to the state level now. They will be headed down in June for the state track meet, so we're here to recognize them. And right now I'm going to bring up the head and assistant coaches. We have Nick Nelly and Sonia Rudd.
Hello everyone, I'm Nick Nelly and this is Sonia Rada, my assistant coach. We are here to celebrate our amazing athletes. They have done such a good job this season. They get here early for practice, the parents help and get them coordinated, and all the communication that we work through between there. It's very nice having everyone on the same page and getting everyone the chance to compete, which is what we all want for our athletes. To announce our athletes, please come up when you hear your name. We have Ian Carpenter for the mini javelin throw. Alejandra Cruz de Alba for the softball throw. Jara Jocelyn Santiago for the softball throw. Marco Tapiatello for the 100-meter dash. Azael Gallegos for the 50-meter dash. Arturo Cilio for the 50-meter dash. Omar Caro for the 50-meter dash. Luis Cedillo for the 50-meter dash. Isai Villalobos for the softball throw. And last but not least, Itzabeth Brennis for the 50-meter dash. Thank you all, and can we get one more final round of applause for all of our amazing athletes?
Nice work. Good job. Good job. Congratulations. Good job. Congratulations. Good job. Nice work. Good job. Good job. Nice work. Your dash. Good job. Thank you, guys. Right to the window. There you go. Right this window. Right here. There you go. Come on. Don't cover your face. I see you.
You guys are ready? 3, 2, 1. Big smiles, please. Perfect. Thank you. And again, families of the Special Olympic athletes, we can go right down this hallway where we're going to get a photo opportunity down.
Igual, padres de familia, si gustan pasar aquí atrásito para tomar fotos, por favor pasen.
At this time, I'd like to honor the last two merits today. If your actions inspire others to dream more, to learn more, to do more, and become more, you are a leader. That's a quote from President John Quincy Adams. This is presented to Megan Murga from Morton East High School. Thank you for your leadership and your voice during the 25-26 school year as a student school board member. Megan, please come on. Adrian Villarreal, if your actions improve and inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. This is presented to Adrian Villarreal from Morton West High School. Thank you for your leadership and your voice during the 25-26 school year as a member of the student school board member. Once a Mustang, always a Mustang. Come on up. All right, Maggie, come on up. Get with the board, please. Let's go. Good job, brother. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Look forward to you guys coming back and telling us that everything that you guys did.
No, now you guys are in the middle.
Yeah.
There you go.
Spotlight, there you go.
All right.
You guys are ready? 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Right to her. Hey, come on up.
Great job, guys.
Okay, when everyone is ready, please, 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you again.
Okay, student board members report. Megan, with report for student board, Northeast.
So, good evening, members of the board, Mr. President. This is my student board report for the month of April and the month of May. As you know, the Morton East athletes have the great opportunity of advancing to state, but even better, the pre-calculus team broke a Morton East record, earning 66 points. As a team, they beat an overall Morton East record totaling at 136 points. They were recognized at their Mathletes Banquet for all their hard work throughout the year. We had our prom on April 17th. I was able to get some feedback from a few people who attended the event. They all thought the banquet was gorgeous, loved the photo op opportunities, and they were very happy overall. The only thing that they explained was that the wait time for the dance floor to open, once doors open, was a bit too late. In summary, nearly everyone was really happy at this event. From April 12th to April 16th, one of our most popular volunteer organizations at Morton East, National Honor Society, held their cabinet elections. 5 students, including myself, were selected to lead next year's chapter to great opportunities of community impact. On April 25th, Civic Leaders of America attended Spring State at Loyola Law Center in downtown Chicago. We were able to have lots of our newer members participate as moderators during the debates. Along with that, we brought home the Midwest Best Speaker Award in a winning bill debate, and most importantly, for the first time, we now have a member who is now part of the CLA State Cabinet. We had our senior awards on May 7th. I had the honor to present the senior awards and scholarships at last week's ceremony. As a junior, I can definitely say that it inspires me to strive for more, seeing so many of my peers be recognized for their relentless efforts throughout their 4 years. AP testing. Nearly finishing our second week of testing, we have little to no accomplished regarding testing, and all students have been able to smoothly take their exams without any additional worries. Decision Day on May 1st. National Decision Day, one of our most exciting events for our seniors to show off what university they're committing to. As a junior, seeing the hallways colorful with some of my classmates wearing different commitment shirts really excites me for what the future has to hold. On May 8th, we had our annual Prisms concert where all parts of our music program have a contribution. Opening with the freshman band, then concert choir, the jazz band, and after that, our mariachi played songs like Risk It All by Bruno Mars, with the choir singing as well. Finally, all the ensembles played Así Fue, having a lot of people brought to tears by the trumpet solos. We had our summer cum laude held in downtown Chicago, where we were able to celebrate our seniors who were able to achieve a 3.9 GPA or higher. We had so many seniors this year, and they were all very excited. It was held downtown Chicago, so after the dinner, they were able to walk around downtown and take pictures. Very rewarding after the 4 years of hard efforts. And then we had our Unity visits to Freshman Center. We had the open house event where new Mustangs were able to preview a few clubs offered at Freshman Center and get a glimpse of the classes they will be taking. On May 8th, we had Unity students walk to Freshman Center to learn about the rules and regulations at Freshman Center, receive the whole building tour, and were able to meet a few current freshmen on the student advisory board and ask them questions. According to my little brother who was able to attend this, one of the most common questions was, how can I not get lost on the first day? The response to that was that it's super easy to navigate, you'll get around after 2 to 3 days. And lastly, one of our newest additions to the district was a large hit during our Fitness Day competitions, the Morton Food Truck. Also, during the Cinco de Mayo festival, it was a very large hit, mainly directed by our culinary students, and it leaves many of our students excited to see what events they could be at in the district. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Megan. Adrian, with your report from Morton West, please.
Good evening, Dr. K, Mr. President, members of the board. I am pleased to provide an update on a record-breaking spring season at West. As we approach the finish line of the academic year, our campus is buzzing with the energy of AP testing, athletic milestones, and the final celebrations for our class of 2026. The road to graduation. Our seniors have been moving through a whirlwind of traditions. We closed April with a highly successful prom and summa cum laude celebration. This morning at 5:15, we hosted Senior Sunrise in the stadium a beautiful moment of reflection for our graduates. Academic honors. Our recent senior awards night recognized the tireless work of our students. Two of many, including Dolores Skenador and Ethan Zuniga, who were honored for 4 years of exceptional performance in English. Mustang Mission. Our culture of giving back remains strong. 75 students were recently nominated by staff for See the Reason recognition program for their service to our school community. Mathematics department. We are revitalizing student engagement through Building Thinking Classrooms, or BTC, prioritizing collaborative problem solving. Additionally, our freshmen recently competed in their first math contest in years, performing exceptionally well. In the English department, the department is currently preparing for a transition to a 4-point grading scale next year. Beyond the classroom, our junior honors team recently enjoyed a cultural excursion to see the Great Gatsby musical at the Cadillac Palace Theater. The science department, our faculty recently presented at the National Science Teaching Association Conference, and we are thrilled to announce that our raised bed garden has officially transitioned into a public community garden. Looking ahead, we are expanding our zoology program and launching a new cooking chemistry elective. Testing and academic milestones. AP testing. We're currently midway through the second week of AP testing. We're administering approximately 30 distinct subject exams this year, and I'm happy to report a very high attendance rate and smooth execution thus far. Record-breaking biliteracy. In our historic achievement, the class of 2026 has set a school record for the seal of biliteracy, with 309 students earning the distinction across 7 different languages. Post-season play for our athletics and community engagement. West will be hosting the Boys Regional Volleyball Tournament starting May 23rd. We encourage the community to come out and support our Mustangs as they begin their playoff run. Library and Knowledge Center. Our Knowledge Center has been a hub of activity, hosting artist Mariana Alcantar and author Shelby Van Pelt. Currently, students are utilizing the production studio to record original podcasts for their final assignments in their journalism classes for Mr. Brett Rush. Final countdown upcoming events. May 14th, the PCIS, Parents and Community in School meeting at 9:30 a.m. May 18th, graduation practice and cap and gown pickup. May 19th, senior brunch, boat cruise. May 20th, the class of 2026 commencement ceremony at 8 p.m. From the first light of this morning's senior sunrise to the record-breaking academic data we are seeing this spring, the state of West is strong. We're prepared to finish this year with the same excellence and Mustang pride that has defined this entire term. I also wanted to say thank you for all your unwavering support from Morton West, East, and the FC. I'm aware that there are people who don't appreciate your efforts, but on behalf of those who do, including myself, I just want to sincerely thank you for your daily efforts in making each generation of students better than the last, because it shows. And let me tell you, it's a beautiful thing. So thank you, and I wish you all the best as you continue to lay a firm foundation for the Mustangs. Thank you for your time. That concludes my last report.
Thank you, Adrian. Dr. Kozlowski with the superintendent's report.
Yes, as we enter the final weeks of the 25-26 school year, I'd like to commend our students, staff, and families for their continued commitment and resilience. Across all of our campuses, we are seeing strong engagement, consistent attendance efforts, and meaningful participation in the end-of-the-year activities. This period reflects both the culmination of a year's work and an important time to ensure that all students finish strong academically. The administrators have reported to us a focused and productive learning environment as we move through our final instructional units, our tests, and preparations for graduation. Tonight, we say goodbye to our student board members, Adrian and Megan. We'll also welcome our new board members that will be sworn in tonight under agenda item number 12.4 by Ms. Mayra Arroyo. Instructional efforts during May remained centered on the closing of the academic year with rigor and targeted support from our targeted support groups. Our teachers are administrating the final assessments and preparing students for a successful course completion. May is one of the most active and celebratory times of the school year, providing all students with a variety of opportunities to engage and be recognized. The campus activities reports highlight strong participation in our athletic programs, our student organizations, and our co-curricular activities. Students as you know, have been honored today, are participating in the regional, state, and national events, including Midwest Boys Rugby Competition, Special Olympics State Track, Educators Rising National Conference, and the FCCLA National Leadership Competition. These experiences promote leadership, collaboration, and school pride while allowing students to represent 201 at a high level. While the health and well-being of our students remain a top priority, our health services reports from both the Freshman Center, East Campus, and West Campus reflect the ongoing work of our nursing staff in supporting student wellness and attendance. The monthly truancy reports are also listed in your attendance package. The intervention efforts as well as ways to improve student engagement. The district continues to value the strong leadership with partnerships with the family and the community, end-of-the-year events, celebrations, campus activities, and providing meaningful opportunities for engagement. We remain committed to maintaining open communication and fostering relationships that will support our students beyond the classroom. And we have engaged our families when it comes to, and our students, when it comes to seeking the new principal for Morton West High School. At the district level, we continue to focus on staffing, recruitment, and organizational planning. The personnel report tonight reflects ongoing efforts to ensure high-quality staffing across our campuses with the administrative and non-marketing salaries for the 26-27 school year. Staff engagement and professional development opportunities at both the state and national levels continues to strengthen our instructional practice. And as I stated, we are well into the Morton West principal selection process, having utilized stakeholders from parents, students, staff, and district curriculum staff. Preparation for summer operations is underway. The proposed Morton West Masonry project is on the agenda tonight, represents an important investment in maintaining our strong district facilities. Summer planning includes maintenance projects, infrastructure updates, and the preparation of instructional spaces for the upcoming year. The operational teams are coordinating efforts to ensure all these projects are completed efficiently with minimal disruption. Looking ahead, as we conclude the school year, our focus will remain on the final assessments and grading processes, the graduation ceremonies, student transitions to the next grade level, as well as our extremely exciting fireworks display at the graduation, budget planning and staffing for the 26-27 school year, and summer program and facility readiness. We are proud of the progress that we made this year and look forward to a strong finish. My agenda items for tonight include item 9.3, the superintendent report attachments that are included in your packet. Agenda item 9.8, the principal reports. Our principals will provide brief updates this evening. Even detailed reports will be included in your bar packet. Consent agenda item number 11.1, the approval of minutes from both the closed and open session meetings of April 8th, 2026 of the regular board meeting are included for approval. Agenda item number 11.4, student discipline as follows. Student number 491633 expelled with no services for the remainder of the 2025-26 school year and the entire 26-27 school year. Student number 473155, change of placement to the alternative education setting at the Morton Alternative School in the PM program for the remainder of the 25-26 school year and the entire 26-27 school year. Student number 491065, continue for the remainder of the second semester of the 25-26 school year in the Freshman Center Re-Engagement Program to take the final exams. Student number 460773, change of placement to the alternative education setting at the Morton Alternative School in the PM program for the remainder of the 25-26 school year and the entire 26-27 school year. The student will not attend the alternative school in person, will have access to online classes. Student number 480852, change of placement to the alternative educational setting in the PM program at the Morton Alternative School for the remainder of the 25-26 school year and the first semester of the 26-27 school year. I also bring forward tonight action item number 12.2, the first reading of the Press Plus 121 series, and item number 12.4, the approval of the new student board member election results for 26-27 school year. As I stated before, Ms. Arroyo will do the honors when we get to that item on the action agenda. This concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Dr. Canusi. Assistant Superintendent for Compliance, Ms. Arroyo.
Good evening, Mr. President, Dr. Kaczynski, members of the board. In an effort to allow time for our AI presentation this evening, I will forego reading my report, which can be found in your board packet.
Thank you. Assistant Superintendent for Compliance, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Programs, Dr. McMahon.
Good evening. Good evening. Maybe it's going to work.
You don't need it, don't.
But everybody else after me does. Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board. Tonight, before I pass the mic off, I would like to ask for the approval of my action items. 11.5.1, the Board of Education and the Joint Annual Conference, November 19th and 20th, or 19th through the 22nd, 2026. 11.6.1, Eric Bjornstad, the Subject Conference, May 7th and 8th. 11.6.2, Carol Best, Jennifer Puffpath, Dan Loftus, Linda Demro, Barb Meters, and Megan Stachura attending the ISBE ISELA statewide conference, June 22nd and 23rd. 11.6.3, Dr. Kaczynski, Nick Valderas, Connie Chapman, and Sally Walsh attending the joint annual conference, November 19th through the 22nd, 2026. Looking for approval tonight also for approval of student travel. 11.7.1, Ricky Santillan, Gerardo Medina, Diana Gonzalez, and 30 students attending the Girls Midwest Rugby Championships, April 25th through the 26th in Elkhart, Indiana. 11.7.2, Aaron Sweeney, Adrian Gannon, Dan Delaney, and 36 students attending the Boys Rugby Tournament, May 8th and 9th in Georgetown, Illinois. 11.7.3, Nick Nelly, Sonia Reda, Tracy Jaros, Pearl Cervantes, and 10 students attending the Special Olympic State Track Meet, June 12th through the 14th in Bloomington, Illinois. 11.7.4, Veronica Rundell, one administrator and one student attending the National Educators Rising Conference, June 20th through 23rd, 2026 in Portland, Oregon. 11.7.5, Yves Chavez, Jessica Herrera, Courtney Bay, Nicole McDowell, one administrator, 4 students, and 2 parents attending the FCCLA National Leadership Competition in Washington, D.C., July 6th through the 10th. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Eric Bjornstad, Kyle Boyd, and Kevin O'Toole, members of our AI committee. Oh, and Mr. Conley, I am so sorry. To come and present our AI guideline process as we will be presenting to the board in June the first read of our draft AI policy.
Block AI.
Thank you, Dr. McMahon. Welcome, everybody. Hello, Dr. K, Board of Education, fellow colleagues, and community members. We, which are the subcommittee chairs, the committee chair of the AI Advisory Committee for all of Morton District, will take this moment to do a brief overview of the process by which we created the AI guidelines, what they are, and sort of what we envision for the future. A more thorough reading of the actual AI guidelines, version 1.4, will be some of the focus of the board meeting in June. So this is more of an overview of how we came about this process and how we ended up where we are. And my colleagues, Jim, Kyle, and Kevin are here to sort of explain how some of the needs assessment went with the various groups that we seek to provide, get input from in creating this. So first off, You might want to ask, why did we need AI guidelines? So we're at probably everything you do throughout the day, you're probably confronted with 10 to 20, possibly 50 versions of like AI. This is how we're infusing this into there, and it's going to be used here, and now you're going to encounter it there. So it would be hard for us to move forward in this particular environment without having something that guides us along the way. The initial question to that was then how do we go about creating that? So that leads us to essentially the why. So without going through and reading all these, there's really three things that we're aiming to do. One is to provide an atmosphere where we keep academic integrity. That's first and foremost. Secondly, that we protect student and staff data. And third is that we provide conditions for innovation, as whether we like it or not, throughout life, AI is going to be a presence in one way or another. What that exactly looks like, we don't know right now, and that's what makes it a little bit scary. So within keeping that in mind, this is kind of how we went about the process. So what we knew it needed to be was a thoughtful and inclusive process that included all aspects of the Morton ecosystem and community and getting input from all of them, right? So to do that, we would need representative committees, and that's why these three gentlemen are standing here beside me, because they were able to guide our staff in that. Our AI committee is composed of 17 staff members and administrators. These are just the subcommittee chairs. But why we had that is because we needed to do a needs assessment. First off, we need to figure out what did everybody need, right? What are the things that we're concerned about? What are we fearful of? But what do we want to promote as well? So we wanted to research that. We were looking at what are our principles here? Like what are the things that we actually need to focus on within that? And then how do we have these guidelines? And I use guidelines because that's what we were seeking to create. Not necessarily a policy that says yes and no and provides clear definition, but guidelines that are more like the rails when you go bumper bowling, right? Like the goal is to get the ball down to the end of the alley. You want to hit the pins, but you don't want something that like allows the ball to go into the gutter. So that's what we're trying to do, is provide something that provides the space for innovation while we're still pointing everything in the same direction.
AI ruins our fresh water. It destroys our earth.
There are lots of things that we do every day that result in that, but we're not here to necessarily address that, and I do think that. So what we're trying to do is get stakeholder engagement, come up with a plan, and then be transparent about what we're doing, right? And then provide something that allows for continuous review so that we can change it, keeping in mind things like the environmental aspect of AI and how that might be impacting things too. All of these things were things that we're trying to take into account as we build this policy. So I'm going to pass this off to each one of these committee members so we can talk more about the who and the input that we received from each of these groups and how we went into creating this. First off is our student representative, that's Mr. Jim Fallon.
I will not need the microphone. My name is James Conley. I'm an instructional coach here at Morton West. We had a lot of work this semester surveying the students across the district. We had responses of 2,950 students in the district. That represents 40% of the students at West, at East, at the Freshman Center, and at the alternative school. There were three key takeaways, and for me, there are two words on the first page of the policy guideline that really encapsulate what this is all about, and those are responsibility and effectiveness to address some of those concerns and some of the benefits. Key takeaway number one was our students are saying they are using AI at home, and they know they're using AI at home in a variety of different contexts, whether that is Netflix, whether it is using Uber Eats, whether it is for our purposes in the context that we're talking about at school. What they're not doing and what they're reporting that they're not doing is oftentimes learning about AI in school or using AI in school. That's key takeaway number one. Key takeaway number two is our students are indicating that they want clarity of instruction, and oftentimes that can happen with AI. And that when they're using AI in a school context, they're doing it to get clarity of the instruction that they've already received. Key takeaway number three. They're begging for guidance. from teachers that they're not receiving at home. Whether we want to admit it or not, they are using it at home, and they're asking for the kind of guidance that teachers can provide in the classroom. To extend the metaphor a little bit further, think about it like this, and this is actually in the policy guidelines. One thing that is talked about in the guidelines is the use of a stoplight. So think about it like this. Teachers can provide the rules of the road in their classroom. Is AI allowed? Is it not allowed? Or is it going to be a mixture of the two? Students then get those rules of the road. They get clear stoplights, speed limits, and practice. Think about it like this: driver's ed for AI. Thank you.
They need critical race theory, not AI.
Hi, my name is Kevin O'Toole. I am the chair of the staff subcommittee. The main goal of our subcommittee was to collect information from the staff, and we surveyed them. First thing we wanted to figure out is how many people are actually using it in our district as far as the staff goes. And what was pretty clear is that most of the staff are using it on a regular basis, and this is several months ago, so I'm going to assume there's more staff using it than this survey was showing. So AI tools are already part of our schools and departments, and this is why we think the policy is needed. The second key takeaway is the staff was asking for guardrails, not unrestricted AI use. I don't think anybody wants that in the classroom. So we considered the ethics, integrity, the privacy and security, and the instructional clarity. So we want to make sure that there is academic integrity, and we don't want plagiarism. Bias and inaccuracies are addressed, and we also do not want students to lose their critical thinking skills. We don't want them offloading any of that cognitive thinking to AI. The privacy and security aspect must be addressed, and we have to educate our staff on what that looks like. We make sure that the staff have knowledge of FERPA and SOPA so that we don't have any staff uploading any personally identifiable information into AI. We want to make sure that everybody is using that with that in mind, and that was very important that we discovered that staff really need guidance on that as well. And then instructional clarity: when are we going to be using this with students? How should it be cited? And sometimes students will turn in work, and sometimes they will be accused of using AI even though they didn't, and we are making sure that that is out in the open, and teachers are aware of that as well. So clear guidance and support were the top needs. And then the third key takeaway is we want to weigh the opportunities to the risks. So what is the opportunities, the accessibility, scaffolding, tutoring, efficiency versus the inaccuracies, the privacy concerns, students becoming too dependent on it, like false AI detection. So at the end of the day, innovation and safeguards, staff were embracing the potential of AI while also very concerned and focused on protecting students, staff, and personal data.
Good evening, my name is Kyle Boyd. I'm literacy coach at Morton East. So in addition to looking within our school, we also want to look outside and see what other partners are doing, other school districts, and including the parents as well. So first off, we sent out a survey to over 25 different school districts, different members, different stakeholders, to ask their opinion on where they are with AI. So we asked them what are some of their challenges, what are some of the benefits, what grade level do they teach? Are they Microsoft School, Google School, because that presents different challenges as well. We asked what's working for them. We asked, what do they have in place? Do they have a policy in place? Are they working on a policy? What are some of these guidelines that they are using as well? The key takeaways that we noticed were the big challenges that were already mentioned: integrity and pace. AI is evolving minute by minute. We're used to things evolving week by week, now day by day, and minute by minute now. It's really hard to keep up with, which is why, again, we wanted to keep this flexible as a guideline rather than a policy. As mentioned before, we wanted to make sure we reposition AI as a learning aid and not something that's a crutch for our students. We want to shift to an evidence of process. We want the students to be looking at AI critically, being able to identify if this is an AI source, a human source, and being able to determine which is more reliable in whatever situation. As Kevin mentioned, we want to also make sure that we are protecting private personal identifiable information, or PII. Make sure that no information is being uploaded to the internet that shouldn't be. As we all know, there are a lot of safeguards with AI that are faulty, so we want to make sure that we're using an approved provider. Lastly, we saw AI policy status surveyed. We saw several have interim guidelines, some have formal policies, and some have an implementation playbook. Again, this just reinforced that we're ahead of the game, that we're trying to put this in place and trying to make sure that we are on top of this before it becomes a problem and before it becomes an issue that runs away from us. As I mentioned, we also reached out to the community. I went to the coffee with the principal at my campus at Morton East. I went to the freshman campus, spoke with parents, gave them a one-pager on what our policy was looking like, what our draft was, so that they could give their input as well as we developed version 1.4. They gave great feedback. We had a great discussion. Mr. Bjornstad attended the PTO, the PCIS, and as well as the Eat and Engage here at the West Campus. He has similarly had great conversations, had great feedback from some of the parents that we took and implemented into the policy. In addition, we had student advisory committees at East Campus, which Kevin took care of, and at the West Campus, which Jim took care of. And so we then, at the end of that, we had a QR code on our one-pager, and we had parents submit any more feedback, any more questions, any more concerns that they had to this online form, which, again, we took that and implemented those changes into version 1.4 as applicable.
Thanks, Matt. So lastly, I'll just briefly touch on what are the results of all this work and what we believe are the next steps. So what we came up with in version 1.4, and we're calling it 1.4 as it continues to evolve, as we get more feedback from stakeholder groups, and as we think more about how is this going to be implemented, we change the point to whatever version, and then any major overhauls for the next year would be version 2.1 and so on. We're looking for something that is like clear, balanced, and actually makes sense for us to be able to use, right? What we really want to focus on is AI is just an enhancement tool. It enhances things. It does not replace anything. It doesn't replace instruction. It should only enhance instruction. It doesn't replace results. It should only enhance results. Because at the end, if it replaces everything, then what is the point of anything? We wanted to create clear boundaries, right? Like, when can you use this? What's acceptable? That's why you'll see in the guidelines, we put everything into categories of what is promoted, what is restricted, and what is prohibited. We want to promote the things that allow us to focus on innovation and advance students in the community as a whole. We want to restrict the things that might hold us back from doing that, or replace things that we don't want to be replaced, such as the human interactions, which are extremely important in our everyday lives. We also want to consider the ethical and legal standards in this as well, for how much and what type of use we would be using the AI for. We also want to think about how do we innovate safely and accountably. So you'll see a lot of references to how do we protect personal identifying information? How do we ensure integrity in what we're actually learning? How are these guardrails going to be implemented? And how do we actually help prepare people for the future? Because AI is in society, it's not going anywhere, and we're going to need to adjust to that and help everyone utilize that to the benefit of themselves, especially our student community. So the when, what is our timeline for this? Well, right now, our May board meeting, we're talking about how is this created and sort of presenting the idea. In June, the draft of the policy will be presented. And then from there on, hopefully we have some process for approval. And then what does that look like afterwards, assuming that that may happen? Right? What we have to focus on is how do we help everyone get to the point they need to be to do these things, right? Staff training and support. So that's some of our focus moving forward, especially into next year, is how do we support staff in accomplishing these things that we're talking about? Because not from the survey, you can tell not everyone's ready for that. How do we get them to that next point? Moving on from there is how do we continue to build awareness? We've reached out to a lot of different events for the community, but we by no means have reached everybody. And we actually do really want everybody's input in making this something that we can all use to move forward. It's something that is part of what we do, but it's not by any means the main thing of what we do, but it accompanies that. We want to add things to the green list. What is acceptable for use? What is not acceptable for use? Do we have that? Is that on the website? Does it live there? It can, and it should, and we want to do that. We want to review and revise implementation. When ISB releases their statewide policy on July 1st, we want to make sure that we're in accordance with everything that is in there. Not that we anticipate that anything we have created in these guidelines would not be in accordance, but we also want to make sure of that too. And then, ongoing monitoring and review. This is something that ideally will start living and breathing within the district within the summer, but it will continue to change. It's dynamic. Just like this entire landscape is extremely dynamic, we need to be able to adjust and adapt and help promote innovation in our students to get to the next level for jobs that we don't even know what they are yet. And this is a big part of what we're trying to do, is create a dynamic process that we review, that we improve, and we improvise as we go along. As this happens, we got to think about the pace of change, how we allocate some of our resources, and then making sure that access to it is equal for everybody. Continuing to think about data privacy, like what new things are out there we need to be aware of, and how do we mitigate that risk? What are some potential impact that we can have? Continuing to think about that, trying to be transparent, and also our future workforce considerations as well. I just want to say that kind of wraps up most of this. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we're around if you have any questions, but thank you, board, and I will now pass this back to Dr. McNeil.
Thank you. AI committee, really appreciate your work on this. And again, look forward to seeing the first draft in June. So thank you again for your work and all the other teachers on the committee's work. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I have one more thing. Later in the board meeting, in the personnel report, you will see my resignation. And I would just like to read this quick, and hopefully I make it through. Serving Morton District 201 for the past 17 years has been the honor of a lifetime. To have the opportunity to serve as a dean, assistant principal, activities director, coach, principal, and assistant superintendent has truly been a dream come true. I'm deeply grateful for the relationships built along the way with colleagues, families, and especially students. Relationships that will stay forever with me. This district is a special place because of its people. To all of our staff, I thank you for the countless hours, the blood, the sweat, the tears you invest every day to serve our students. Time and again, you have put the needs of Morton students first, often at great personal sacrifice. Your commitment, care, and love for students is unmatched, and it is the reason Morton 201 continues to thrive. To our students, it's been a privilege to learn from you, to cheer for you, to challenge you, and to support you. You are the heart of this district. You make all of this work meaningful. With the utmost honor and respect, Mr. President and Board, thank you for allowing me to serve this incredible community. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. Business Managers Report, Mr. Valderas.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board. Tonight I ask for your approval on the following consent agenda items: 11.2, approval of payroll; 11.2.1, education in the amount of $7,650,862.69; 11.2.2, building for the amount of $976,641.71; 11.2.3, transportation for the amount of $1,330.98; 11.3, approval of bill for payment; 11.3.1, in the amount of $5,868,079.34; 11.3.2, for the amount of $184,946.73; 11.8, the approval of facility requests; 11.8.1, Scouting America; 11.8.2, 21st CCLC pathways by I2. 11.9, the approval of contracts. 11.9.1, Carnegie Learning. 11.9.2, Pearson Education. 11.10, the approval of the bid or quote. 11.10.1, school year 27-28 uniforms. 11.10.2, school year 27-28 PT uniform. 11.11, the approval of bid results. 11.11.1, Morton West Masonry Project, KR Tech Group. 11.12, the approval to accept donations or grants we have for this evening. 11.13, the approval to dispose of district property. There are no requests this evening. 11.14, the approval to review Illinois Association of School Boards annual membership dues for the 26-27 school year. 11.15, the approval to review the Illinois Association of School Boards annual subscription for the workbook and Press Plus policy. If there are no further questions, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Executive Director of Human Resources, Mr. Bogart.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board. As discussed during closed session, I have the following items to present for your approval. Under action agenda, item 12.1.1, the personnel report, including recommendations for hires, transfers for both certified and non-certified staff, leaves, suspensions, retirements, resignations, terminations, administrative and non-bargaining compensation, requests for new positions, and other information. Additionally, under action agenda item 12.3, the IGA between J. Sterling Morton School District 201 and Cicero School District 99 regarding the Teaching Education Pathway Program. If there are no questions, that concludes my report for the evening.
Thank you, Mr. Bogart. Moving on to the principal's report, Dr. Kelly from the alternative school with your report, please.
Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Lucy. Thank you so much for allowing me to report on what's been happening at the alternative school. I didn't. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about that. Students at the Morton Alternative School participated in a tree planting event on Earth Day this year, adding 10 new trees along the south side of the parking lot with the help of both students and staff. If Kevin O'Toole, I think he's still here, I just want to give a shout out to him for assisting our teacher and all of our science students. This initiative was made possible through the Morton Arboretum Chicago Region Trees Initiative, which supports communities by expanding urban tree canopies and helping address the impacts of climate change. Beyond the environmental benefits, the event gave students a meaningful opportunity to take part in improving their school grounds while also learning about sustainability. Also, along with that, with science, a lot of things happening with our science classes, we had several baby chicks that hatched in our science classroom this spring, and students learned all about embryonic development while also experiencing the responsibility of caring for the chicks. This hands-on experience was especially meaningful because interacting with animals can help lower stress, encourage calm behavior, and create a positive classroom environment. But most importantly, it naturally supported empathy, responsibility, and connection among our students. We're really looking forward to our end of the year field trip. That's going to be to Great America. That's tomorrow. And one of the difficult things that happened this year, and I think any principal has experienced something like this can speak to this, is in January we lost a student to gun violence. So this past Mother's Day, my staff and I went over to our student Gustavo's home and we delivered some flowers. So that was a very difficult day for all of us. but it was something we felt really good about doing. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Mr. Conley, the principal of the CT Center.
Sorry. Big finger. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, Mr. President, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for allowing me to present an update to the community and yourselves regarding the development of the Morton Technology and Trade Center. I will refer to this as the TTC from here moving forward, as I will be saying it aloud. So this presentation is intended to provide a public overview of where the project stands, what work has been completed, and what comes next. The TTC is a major long-term investment. It's an investment in students, families, and the communities that are served by District 201. The goal is not to simply build a new facility, but rather to create quality career pathways that prepare students for college, career, and life. This update, as you can see, is organized into several major areas. I will address each of these: the context and vision, the work completed to date, the current phase, what's next, and looking ahead. The TTC began with a larger question about how Morton 201 can better prepare students for success after high school. Our students need strong college preparation, but they also need meaningful, career-aligned pathways that connect to real opportunities. The district has studied community needs, student interest, labor market demand, and successful CTE centers across the country. The vision is to create a purpose-built facility that expands opportunity and gives students access to modern, industry-aligned environments. Morton 201 serves Cicero, Berwyn, Stickney, Lyons, Forest View, and parts of Wacott, communities with a proud working class identity. Many families in our communities are looking for strong educational pathways that lead directly to opportunities after high school. Our college enrollment rate shows that while many students do pursue college, a large number of students need additional pathways connected to careers, credentials, apprenticeships, and technical training. The TTC is a direct response to that reality. It strengthens career readiness while supporting the district's broader commitment to college, career, and life readiness. This is not a move away from college readiness. It is an expansion of what readiness means. Morton 201 serves more than 7,000 students, which means decisions about programming have the potential to affect thousands of young people. The student outcome data reinforces why this work matters. Not every student follows the same path after graduation. You can see here that a sample of 7,572 students, which was taken from the most recent Illinois State Report Card data. If we apply the rate of students attending college, you can see that of that sample of those 4 years of students, if you were to track them, you would see that about 2,582 would earn a degree, 3,407 would not attend college, and 1,583 would attend some college but not earn a degree. The TTC creates additional options for students by giving them stronger technical skills. It gives them career exposure and more meaningful post-secondary connections before they graduate. The goal is to reduce the number of students that are leaving high school without a clear next step. So why the TTC? The TTC is designed to better align education with workforce realities within our community and within our region. It expands access to high-quality CTE programming. The CTE, I apologize, I should mention, is career and technical education, for those who might not be familiar. This expands access to high-quality CTE programming for students across the district. It creates additional post-secondary and workforce readiness options. These options include dual credit, certifications, apprenticeships, and direct employment pathways. The facility will allow students to learn in authentic, industry-aligned spaces rather than trying to force modern technical programs into spaces here at the schools that simply are not designed for them. This supports the district's mission by helping every student develop a meaningful plan for life after graduation. The TTC programs are being developed with direct attention to regional employment needs. Manufacturing, healthcare, emergency services, transportation, logistics, and technical services are all important employment sectors in our community and within the surrounding region. These are not hypothetical career areas. These reflect real jobs, real employers, and real economic opportunities. The purpose of the TTC is connect student interest with that labor market demand so that the programming is both meaningful and relevant to the local economy. This alignment will help ensure that the building is not just impressive, but is also practical and useful. This slide reinforces the core idea that education and workforce needs are not disconnected. The TTC is being designed around programs where students can see a direct connection between what they are learning and where that can take them. Strong CTE programming should help students understand career pathways, required skills, credentials, wages, and next steps. The goal is to create programs that are rigorous, relevant, and connected to real opportunities after high school. This is also why industry input, labor market data, and post-secondary alignment have been important parts of the planning process. And this slide here illustrates data from the regions that Morton 201 serves, each community. And that is from CMAP, which is the Chicago, give you the correct acronym, Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning. That is the most recent data that they have published. So the vision of the TTC. The vision of the TTC is to enhance career readiness by giving students technical skills, real-world experience, and exposure to industry expectations, what we often refer to as authentic learning. The center will serve students who plan to enter the workforce after high school, students who plan to attend college, and students who may pursue both through dual credit, apprenticeships, and credential programs. A major part of the vision is helping students make informed decisions prior to graduation. Students should leave Morton with more than general awareness. They should have experience, confidence, and a clearer sense of what is coming next. The TTC is intended to become a regional model for how a comprehensive high school can expand career-connected learning. Several principles have guided the planning from the beginning. The building needs to be a centralized and purpose-built. This is so that students across the district can access these high-quality programs. The labs need to be flexible, because as we all know, industry changes. Equipment changes, and students' needs will continue to change and evolve. Spaces should mirror real-world environments as much as possible, so that students are learning in settings that feel connected to the real workplace. College, career, and life readiness are valued outcomes. The TTC should support multiple student pathways, not just one version of success. A great deal of foundational work has already been completed. The district completed the architectural QBS, that's the qualifications-based selection process, and has selected DeMonica Kemper architects. Property acquisition and site identification have moved forward, giving the district a physical location for the center. Student interest surveys and labor market analyses have helped inform the program selection. Initial concepts, layouts, capacity models, staffing assumptions, and operational planning have also been developed. This work has been intentional because a project of this size requires planning, the educational model, and the facility together. The architect selection process was detailed and it was competitive. The district developed and released an RFQ, that is a request for qualifications, created an evaluation rubric, reviewed submissions, scored firms, conducted interviews, and completed finalist site visits. The process was important because the district needs a firm that can understand both school design but also complex CTE programming and infrastructure needs. The Monica Kemper Architects was selected through this process and through contract negotiations have been completed. The architect's role is now helping translate the educational vision into a functional facility design. The property identified for the TTC is located at 1910 through 2100 South 54th Avenue in Cicero. The site was evaluated for size, accessibility, flexibility, and long-term usability. A project this size needs room for large technical labs. We need room for support spaces. We need room for parking, bus access, receiving, and future flexibility. The property gives the district an opportunity to develop a centralized CT facility that will serve students from across District 201. Site work and surveys are now helping us determine how the building, traffic flow, utilities, and other features will best fit on the property. Program planning has been grounded in data since we began. The district conducted student interest surveys to better understand what students are interested in pursuing. We also utilize state and regional labor market data from sources such as the BLS, that's the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the IDES, that is the Illinois Department of Employment Security. And this data was reviewed to identify areas with strong employment demand, but also high earning potential. The team then looked for overlap between student interest and workforce need. This helped prevent program selection from being based only on assumptions or personal preferences. The goal is to offer programs that students want, but also that connect to real opportunities after graduation. Preliminary programming list was intentionally broad. At that stage, this stage, the district considered a wide range of possible pathways, including transportation, construction trades, healthcare, public safety, manufacturing, aviation design, and service industry programs. This broad list allowed us to explore possibilities before we then narrowed that scope. Some programs were strong ideas, but required further review based on things like cost, staffing, if we're able to get educators in those areas, certification requirements, spatial needs, student demand, or long-term sustainability. Some of these programs may not be within our budget to sustain. The preliminary list helped us create a starting point where we then were able to make a deeper analysis. The current programming list reflects the work of this narrowing in prioritization. Programs like auto mechanics, auto body, aviation, construction, cosmetology, culinary, electrical, EMT, which is emergency medical technician, manufacturing, firefighting, health science, HVAC, which is heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, and sheet metal, along with welding, remain part of the current planning. This goal is more focused and better aligned with the district's goals: the site, student interest, and workforce demand. The list may continue to evolve as things like design cost, staffing, and partnership conversations continue. The important point is that the program list is becoming more refined. We are moving towards final decisions as the planning becomes more detailed. The district has completed significant early work around layouts, modeling, and capacity. The dots on the map represent some of the places that were traveled to in order to view some very high-functioning existing CTE facilities to gather additional information and insights. Site visits to these other trade centers were important because they allowed us to see what works, what does not work, and what should be avoided. The team has studied lab square footages, circulation, how students move through the building, access points, storage, safety needs, visibility, and support spaces. Preliminary layouts have helped the team begin thinking through how programs relate to each other within the building. This phase is about making sure the facility supports teaching and learning, not just about creating a collection of impressive labs. In addition to the building design, the district has also been working on operational planning. This includes early staffing predictions, student capacity projections, scheduling models, and operating cost estimates. These are critical because the TTC is not just a construction project. It will become a fully functioning school environment. The district needs to understand how many students can be served, how transportation will work, how many staff members are needed, and what the ongoing costs will look like. The goal is to plan responsibly before the building opens. This slide summarizes the major operational areas that are being studied. Staffing, student capacity, scheduling, and operating costs all affect the long-term success of the TTC. Each of these areas connects to others. For example, lab size affects capacity. Capacity affects staffing. Staffing affects cost. And the scheduling affects transportation. The district is working through these pieces as one, rather than treating them as separate decisions. This helps ensure that the final model is realistic, sustainable, and aligned to the student experience. Preliminary staffing projections have been developed for the programs being considered. Staffing is being aligned to lab capacity, student safety, certification requirements, and the type of instruction taking place. Some programs may require instructors with specialized industry experience. They might need licensure, specific credentials, or we might need to have certain partnerships that we get into place. The district is also considering support staffing, such as administration that will need to be need to be present in the building, clerical, custodial, and other operational needs. Staffing will continue to be refined as the program list continues to be refined, and as the lab design, the schedule, and the enrollment projections become more finalized. Early student capacity projections have been developed at the program level. Capacity is being estimated based on lab design, equipment, safety requirements, and appropriate class sizes. Class sizes do vary depending on the nature of the content area that students are studying. CTE labs cannot always be scheduled like traditional classrooms. There are safety concerns, supervision concerns, equipment access, and workflow. All of these things matter. Sometimes students need longer time to engage with this complex work. Sometimes there is cleanup time and prep time that is involved in these classes that necessitate longer periods. The district is trying to understand how many students can be served well, not just how many students can physically fit into a room. These projections will help with scheduling, staffing, transportation, and our long-term enrollment planning. Scheduling has been a major part of the planning process. The district analyzed numerous possible TTC schedules to determine how students could travel between home campus and the TTC center. Transportation time has to be factored into the schedule because the TTC will serve students from across this district. The goal is to create a schedule that maximizes instructional time while still being realistic for students. Buses, home campuses, and program requirements. This work will continue as building design, program capacity, and staffing get more defined. Preliminary operating costs have been developed in several major areas. Staffing will be one of the largest long-term costs. So early projections are important for us. We do not want to build a building that cannot be sustained. Utilities and maintenance also matter because technical labs often have a higher operational cost than traditional classrooms. There's equipment, there is ventilation, there are specialized systems and shop spaces, and all affect these ongoing costs. The district is working to understand not only what it costs to build the TTC, but what it will cost to operate it in a responsible manner. Current phase is focused on design, programming, and refinement. Teachers, architects, and specialists are meeting to review lab layouts, floor plans, equipment needs, and program-specific requirements. The district is also working with Morton College on pathway alignment, site surveying, and construction manager interviews. This is an important stage because the people who understand instruction, safety equipment, and student learning need to help shape this building. The goal is to make decisions now that will prevent problems later. My apologies. Flexibility is also important because the building needs to adapt as industries change over time. Teacher and specialist input is critical because they understand the daily workflow of a lab space better than anyone. This process helps to ensure the building is designed around instruction, not just appearance. Equipment selection is also a major part of our current planning. The district is identifying industry standard equipment by program and aligning that equipment to curriculum credentials and instructional goals. Budget is also an important factor. So the team is looking at what is needed immediately and what might be able to be phased in later. Teacher and specialist input is especially important because these equipment decisions affect safety, instructions, storage, utilities, and room layouts. The goal, again, is to build labs that are functional, modern, and connected to what students will actually experience in the field. The district is continuing to work on alignment with Morton College. This includes identifying opportunities for dual credit articulation and smoother transitions from high school to post-secondary programs. Strong alignment helps our students avoid disconnected experiences where the high school and college programs do not build on each other. The goal is to create pathways where students can leave high school with a stronger start toward a credential, a certificate, an apprenticeship, or a degree. This also helps strengthen the larger college and career pipeline for Morton students. Site surveying is underway, and we are better understanding the property. Boundary, topographic, and utility surveys help verify the physical conditions of the site. This information affects building placement, access, drainage, utilities, traffic flow, and construction planning. Site constraints need to be identified early so they can be addressed during design rather than having them pop up as problems later. Accurate site information is also going to support better cost estimates and more realistic scheduling. The next steps include continuing to develop staffing projections, program level capacity estimates, scheduling models, operating cost estimates, and program licensure needs. The district will also complete construction manager selection and site surveys. After that, the work will move more deeply into construction, scheduling, cost validation, phasing, and preparation for the next stages of the design and construction. The district is continuing to balance the vision with practical planning. I would like to thank you for your time and your continued support.
Thank you, Mr. Conley. Mr. Gamboa for the East report.
There's no presentation for me. I'm not going to be that long. I do want to recognize, since April
and the beginning of May have been extremely busy months at the East Campus. ACT testing in the middle of April and into May, leading into our college decision day, May 1st, celebrating a lot of our seniors and their decisions as mentioned in our student board report. We'd like to recognize the appreciation season over the last month as well. Our teachers, our nurses, and our school lunch heroes. I believe one was in the back, but we celebrated today 20 years of Margarita working in the cafeteria. A special shout out to her. She's like my grandmother. She messed up my lunch every once in a while, but it wasn't about what she was serving. It was how she served, and it's a true testament of all the people that work here at Morton. Special service that hundreds of teachers came down to celebrate her career here at Morton. Definitely want to get into the student recognitions and all the award seasons for our students, including National Chinese Honor Society, all our senior awards, and everything that we've celebrated here at the end. Instructionally, we've had AP testing wrapping up this week, 1,368 students wrapping up 2,419 exams. Our students are working harder than ever, earning their final exam exemptions this year. 1,735 students had 90% attendance and received an A in a class. So those students get exempt from their final exams as well. Outside of the classroom, I'd like to recognize and thank the Freshman Center parents who came over for the last coffee with the principal, had a successful meeting with our future sophomores at the East Campus. They were able to come to the Morton East Campus along with Mr. Ramirez and the assistant principal for operations and take a tour of the building, understand how the different layout of the buildings are going to change and impact their kids. Of course, we had dulce, fun, and lots of coffee for our parents, and they truly enjoyed the time. We also had our ASI, FSI students who are going to be coming over to Morton East for the first time next school year. Introduce our parents in that program to our new facilities, upgraded facilities. We're looking forward to the new teachers that also came over on that day to tour and look at all the facilities that we're going to be highlighting and recognizing for them. We want to finally recognize in the for Morton East High School this year Seal of Illiteracy Awards. We are one of the leaders at Morton and especially at Morton East. This year we are celebrating 643 students in 3 different languages in the Seal of Illiteracy. It truly takes an army to put together this accomplishment. All the teachers through their 4 years, students accomplishing this great award. The Seal of Illiteracy is something that the board has committed to, the district has committed to, supporting our students and their bilingualism and the advancement of our student superpowers. So I want to thank our board and everybody, all our students together for that wonderful accomplishments. You will see them at graduation with a gold cord or a silver cord celebrating their bilingualism. So once again, that concludes my report.
Mrs. Ramirez with the Freshman Center report.
Good evening, Board President, members of the board. We continue our work in preparing our students as they transition over to Morton East. So as we wrap up the school year, we're making a big push to ensure that our students are staying on track. A major part of our work is making sure that they're consistently communicating the supports, the opportunities, the students and families, so that every student has a clear path on making sure that they're on track to graduate. We want to go ahead and have that very, very clear path in order for when they make that transition over to Mr. Gamboa. On May 5th and May 7th, we administered AP testing So 201 freshmen took the AP World and AP Geo test. So this continues to provide our freshmen with that opportunity to challenge themselves academically and potentially earn college credit. And that way they continue that path at Morton East campus. It shouldn't be the first AP test that they take. They could go ahead and continue on that AP track. We also had the opportunity to welcome our incoming families. As we mentioned earlier, we had two major events. One where we welcomed our families into the Freshman Center, where they received important information just regarding course placements, student supports, opportunities on how their students could get involved in our clubs, in our activities, in our athletics. And we worked to create a welcoming environment with a little music and snacks and opportunity for our families to connect with our staff members and connect with our activities, people, so that way they can encourage their students to participate in our after-school activity. We also just finished off our Unity tours, where students came over with us and they participated in various activities, one being a student panel in which they got to speak to our current students and ask them any questions or any insecurities that they had for that transition. They had that opportunity to talk to our kids. They also toured our building, making sure that they understood our layout, seeing the difference between Unity and the Freshman Center. And lastly, they received just vital information. We gave them handouts, making sure that they had it with them as far as what opportunities they could take over the summer. Also was able to visit Unity in one of their coffee with the principals. So that presentation was directed to our incoming families also and gave them information as far as registration and things to expect over the summer on things that they need to complete before they come on over to make that smooth transition with us. As we close out our year, we're excited to celebrate our students through the end of year events. Tomorrow evening, we'll host their Freshman Awards Night to recognize the accomplishments and the hard work of our freshman students throughout the year. And on Friday, we're going to hold our traditional spring fling to celebrate our students during lunch periods, where students have the opportunity to participate in outdoor activities, enjoy time together on the field. Participation was tied down to incentives, so that in regards to attendance, grades, and positive behavior, reinforcing the importance of academic success, engaging, and accountability. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Ramirez. Mr. Kavanaugh with the West Principal's report and her final report.
Good evening, Dr. Kuzniewski, Mr. President, and members of the board. Morton West has been full speed ahead since we returned from spring break. So April and May have had really full calendars with athletics, activities, events, making our days full, kind of really showcasing the opportunities and the talents of all of our students. And again, ending the year focusing on our college career and life-ready goals that each student has for themselves. While that's all going on, our classroom teachers are hard at work holding students to our school-wide mantra of every minute matters and maximizing the instructional time within the classroom with bell ringers, engaging activities, and projects to help them end the year strong. Meanwhile, our students that are freshmen, sophomore, and juniors are working hard to get ready for the end of the year. And we have seen, I want to thank our parents, our students, and our staff for really pushing forward hard so that we can meet our goal of 90% attendance at the end of the school year. And the last push is always hard for everyone. So we are getting there. And what we can see from that is when we look at the final exam exemptions, which families and students were notified about on Monday, we have 1,821 students that have at least one or more classes that they will be able to be exempt from their final exam on. So that means not only do they have 90% attendance, but they have an A in the course, making us really see how their on track is coming to full term there. AP tests are well underway. That concludes on the 15th. So we've had 2 full weeks of testing here at Morton West using all of our available spaces. We have 1,085 students taking a total of 1,758 exams. It's been a lot of work for our AP coordinators, building and district administrators, and our support staff that work hard to proctor those exams. And it's super cool to see teachers in these exam rooms holding up signs, giving their students the last bit of encouragement as they walk into this AP exam, which you can see one of the photos I took of that in the board report there. Speaking of getting to the very end, today was the last day of school for our class of 2026, and they stayed true to their awesome selves as they exit it with pride during our student clap out that we held today. Today, in my 6 years as principal, I probably signed more class of 2026 shirts than I have in all of the years combined. And it was really great to see all of our staff come together, our juniors and sophomore students coming to see our seniors leaving for their final hurrah today. We've had an exceptional month of celebrations, rewards, and recognitions. So just to kind of cover a few things for that, we hosted our National Honor Society ceremony earlier at the end of April, I should say. And students are selected for this based on their academic excellence, commitment to language learning, leadership, and appreciation for cross-cultural understanding. The National Chinese Honor Society encourages students to become global-minded leaders and promotes the value of multiculturalism. So this year we had 6 students honored, and just to give you a point of reference, in the first year we had the Chinese National Honor Society, we had 4, 6 again last year, and another 6 this year. So that program continues to grow here. Senior nights have been taking place in athletics, in activities, and really it's a great opportunity to see our families come and support our students. As Mr. Gamboa mentioned, we also did the Seal of Biliteracy Awards, and Morton West had 309 senior students. So it was a very proud moment to see that we also exceeded the goal that we had put for our students and for ourselves this year. So wanted to give a shout out to Mariana Ramirez, our biliteracy coordinator, and our modern language and English departments that really had to work together to get students on board so that they could meet this result. Our senior awards ceremony was held at the end of April, and we had over 25 students recognized for scholarships. We had 35 presidential scholars, 183 summa cum laude students, the most in my history here as principal at Morton West, 32 department recognitions, and a total of 8 state scholars. In addition, Morton West kicked off that celebration with our Ides of March alumni that came and performed with the student that won that scholarship, which was Omar Batista. Summa cum laude celebration, as I mentioned, we have 183 students. You'll see those students at graduation in their white gowns and a bunch of other regala that they get to wear as a result of earning the 3.91 GPA at the conclusion of this first semester of their senior year. We had that celebration right here in our Morton West Great Room and Freshman Academy. Every year our tradition is to invite our families here, so it's a family celebration with past appetizers and served appetizers, and the kids' favorite part is taking their photo with the giant 2026 award there. We also celebrated prom in a new venue this year, Ashton Place. The class of 2027 did a beautiful job with the decorations, and it was such a hit. The consensus now is that should be our venue in the future. And lastly, for the seniors, we had an amazing Decision Day event on May 1st. It's celebrated across the nation, And the seniors at Morton West sure do love it. They come out decked out showing what their decision is after high school. So students came in college shirts, trade program shirts. Some came dressed up as pipe fitters and other trades that they're going to be entered. So it's really a cool experience, and they're able to come and gather together for photos during their lunch period. And as I mentioned, today was bittersweet. We started our day, as Adrian said, out on that football field at 5:15 this morning, celebrating our annual senior sunrise. So we had blankets, we had some food, and it's really cool to see the students coming with their handmade picture frames and taking all those photos. And we ended the day with the clap out, so overall it has been a wonderful May so far. We have a short bit ahead with our sophomores, juniors, and seniors ending next week, and of course graduation on the 20th. Thank you, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Kavanaugh. Do we have any audience comments on action items only? Okay, can we have, I'd like to make a motion to, or I'd like to make a request to remove the personnel report from the consent agenda. So, cool. Okay, with the motion and the second, do we have a, I'm sorry, with that removed, do we have a motion for approval of consent agenda, removing the personnel report? Second. With a motion and a second, roll call, please.
Godinez.
Aye.
Jaramillo Flores. Aye. Kelly. Kraft.
Aye.
Moraga. Aye. Del Rio.
Aye.
Pasek.
Aye. Can we have a motion to approve the personnel report, please?
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please.
Godinez.
Aye.
Jaramillo Flores. Aye. Kelly. Kraft.
Abstain.
Moraga. Aye. Del Rio.
Aye.
Pasek.
Aye. Moving on to the action items. Item 12.1, approval of the personnel, or I'm sorry, item 12.3, the IGA between J. Sterling Morton High School and Cicero School District 99. We have a motion for approval. So moved. Roll call, please.
Godinez.
Aye.
Jaramillo Flores. Aye. Kelly. Kraft.
Aye.
Moraga. Aye. Del Rio.
Aye.
Pasek.
Aye. Item 12.1.1, the personnel, 12.2.2, first reading of the Press Plus 2. That is item 2.200, item 2.220, item 2.250, item 2.260, item 2.265, item 4.40, item 4.165, item 5.30, 5.50, 5.250, 5.330, 6.50, 6.65, 6.100, 6.145, 6.170, 6.180, 7.20, 7.50, 7.100, 7.185, 7.220, 7.230, 7.240, 7.260, 7.280, 7.300, 8.90. We have a motion for approval.
So moved.
Seconded. Roll call, please.
Godinez.
Aye.
Jaramillo Flores. Aye. Kelly. Kraft.
Aye.
Moraga. Aye. Del Rio.
Aye.
Pasek.
Aye. Item 12.4 is the approval of student board member election results for the 26-27 school year and swearing in the newly elected student board members. What are the results, Dr. Kazuski?
We'd like to congratulate the new student board members from Morton East, Annabelle Linton.
Annabelle, are you here? All right.
And for Morton West, Sophia de Villa Blanco.
If you guys just step forward, we're going to go ahead and
Do we have a motion to approve the results?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Godinez.
Aye.
Jaramillo Flores. Aye. Kelly. Kraft.
Aye.
Moraga. Del Rio.
Aye.
Pasek.
Aye. Mr. Royal, would you swear in the new student board members, please?
If you can step over here.
Please raise. Turn around. There you go. Okay. There we go.
I do solemnly swear that I will serve as a student board member of the Board of Education of J. Sterling Morton High School.
I, Sophia, do solemnly swear that I will serve as a student board member of the Board of Education of J. Sterling Morton High School District 201 to the best of my ability and in accordance with the law and the law.
I promise to represent the voices, interests, and experiences of students respectfully and responsibly.
I promise to represent the voices, interests, and experiences of students respectfully and responsibly.
I will listen thoughtfully to others, share student perspectives honestly, and act with integrity.
I will listen thoughtfully to others, share student perspectives honestly, and act with integrity.
I understand that I serve as part of a team and that board decisions are made together in public meetings.
I understand that I serve as part of a team and that board decisions are made together in public meetings.
I commit to working collaboratively with the board and superintendent.
I commit to working collaboratively with the board and superintendent
And to supporting a positive, inclusive, and high-quality educational experience for all students. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Parents, want to come up, take a picture with your students? Be proud.
Thank you, guys.
One more.
Thank you.
We're going to take a short recess. We have a motion to adjourn.
2.5 hours. 2.5
that we're going to have an orderly meeting or we're going to have to clear the room. The break is only going to take a couple moments, so just be patient. We'll be right back at it. We know it's been long.
Yes.
Full transparency, and that's why it took so long.
You can move out public comments, so it's not at the end, crap. Stay out here. Stay out here.
The closest one.
Adrian,
Adrian. Yes, right over here. Right. Adrian, go that way. The pictures are that way. Okay.
I was the only person who came to the meeting and they cut me off after 3 minutes. So if that is 3 minutes, should be 3 minutes for that. This is wrong. This is totally wrong. This It's shameful.
They asked for a referendum for pennies. We actually said no.
I was here to talk about CPR. Teaching kids CPR at school. They cut me off. I was the only person in our district. He cut me off after 3 minutes. He said, "Your 3 minutes, done."
I really want to encourage people to run for school board because these people have been on the school board for years. The first lady has been on it for over 30 years. Others have been on it for over 10 years. They're all connected. This guy's a Trumper, and you see him. Jeff Pesek is also a
Trumper, and he's saying he's proud of this. We are immigrant neighborhood. I'm Polish. He is Polish. I'm shameful. I am ashamed of this person. I am also scared. I'm actually stuck because I was born in Poland. I'm ashamed when I see something like this. Do you know how Polish people call those immigrants here in Chicago? Szmira. That they are Polish garbage sent to America.
He's just appointed by the elected people.
I am so sorry that I don't.
He's the same as the rest of
We're
us.
part of a damn petition to get his ass removed.
Dr.
They were elected. And they still were not elected.
No, he's with all. He's just trying to say.
They're all and so many people too. Remember, we're 70% Latinos in Berwyn. We ain't going nowhere. It's not 65% no more, it's 70%. We're going to start holding you accountable. Go teach somewhere else if you can not work the community.
I don't know. Is the public or the pay scale public?
The only one that works is
Yeah, he's appointed by the board.
Yeah, the rest of them are. I know.
Yeah, you got all the money this guy. You guys got a friend? Right in different his little
I think this building was filmed.
This one we held a long time ago and we say no in a referendum. These are the line of red up here.
Well, that's why we need, well, are you gonna run? All right then.
You're going to organize it.
We're going to stick on those seats. Every single person that supported this removal, they're going to get seats. We're going to make sure they're not, all these people that were elected, they're not going to be elected next time. They supported this measure. We'll find out.
What's your name, sorry?
We're 70% people, my name is we're not 50%, we're 70% now. We want to be I've been trying to do that for always trying to.
Sir, why do you support a pedophile?
Who's that age?
President Trump.
I'm entitled to vote for who I want.
I don't think they're. Oh, the camera's left.
No, they're right here. They got the
Okay.
Could we have a motion to reconvene open session, please?
So moved. Second.
With a motion and a second, roll call, please.
Godinez.
Aye.
Jaramillo Flores, aye. Kelly. Craft.
Aye.
Passen.
Aye. Audience comments, Dr. K, you have a list?
Yeah, and as we move into the public comment portion, just a quick reminder to members of the public. The district policy allows the board to establish reasonable content-neutral rules for public comment consistent with the Illinois Open Meetings Act. To ensure fairness and allow as many individuals as possible to be heard, public comment will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker in line with board policy. These limits are applied uniformly and are intended to maintain an orderly, efficient meeting while respecting the opportunity for public input. When you begin addressing the board, please state your name clearly for the board minutes. Continue to conduct yourself with respect and in conformity with the board policy manual, so public comment can run smoothly and orderly and no breaks are needed.
Okay, Dr. K, can you please read the first request for public comment?
Yes, at this time, please remind yourself that you are speaking to the Board of Education, not to the crowd. Thank you. Mariana Ramirez is our first speaker. Mariana.
Hi, my name is Mariana Ramirez. I'm a senior here at Morton West, class of 2026. Reflecting on my senior year, I remember the memories with my friends, classmates, and amazing teachers here at Morton. This school is where I found myself and my creative voice. My art allows me to express myself, and I feel artwork should have a message and be true to who you are. What is art without a meaning? I want my artwork to touch people and reflect the struggle of what many people face just to survive. Previously, I have always felt safe in my school and supported, but after my artwork had been censored and stripped from the public as if it was nothing, it changed my idea of what Morton West stands for and its mission for better. I would have never thought I would feel unsupported and unsafe in my own school. This school board administration should have the best interests of its students and community. It is unacceptable to strip away students' freedom of speech and deny them the voice to stand up for what is right. Students should feel empowered and supported in their school and community, and it's truly disappointing to know that the people in charge are able to degrade people's experiences and silence youth voices. Unless we demand progress, nothing will change. Unless we stand up to this administration, we will be repressed and overseen. Change needs to be seen today, and we need to keep the people in charge accountable and held to a higher standard. Thank you. Here I brought my artwork to share. This one depicts women's health rights, and this one depicts ICE in Chicago. The ICE in Chicago is a congressional winner and will be shown in DC on June 28th.
Go. Next speaker will be Leticia
Delara. Hello, everybody.
My name is Leticia Delara. My daughter Mariana Ramirez will be walking across the stage in 1 week. She is very smart and brave, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for her, doing what she loves. She joined AP Art her junior year and has taken art classes since sophomore year. It was there she discovered that art is a form of expressing her feelings, emotions, and opinions about the way she sees the world around her. When her artwork was censored, Mariana felt she needed to speak up for herself and for her art. It was no tantrum or in a way to get some type of attention. It was a need to be heard and to share the message that her right to express herself in a non-violent or explicit manner had been taken away from her. The community heard her message. That one voice of Mariana became the voice of many other people that have been censored or undermined, and those that are tired of the constant abuse of power are ignored, denied, or abused by governments or state actors. Mariana's art, if you take a moment to appreciate, is powerful and displays human empathy and basic human rights. Ms. Kavanagh, I'm not sure where you are. I email you and the superintendent expressing my concerns regarding my daughter's right to freedom of expression, her rights of freedom of expression being violated. I asked you for an explanation and I never heard a response back. As Ms. Kavanagh is moving to a new position at Morton West, I want you to know that you failed to fulfill your obligation to protect our students' constitutional rights and provide a safe, productive, and inclusive culture for the students and the teachers. I only hope that the incoming administration is able to support the students and the families and is empowering and supporting. As for Mariana, continue to follow your heart and your power, and I am proud to be your mom.
Our next speaker,
Good evening. My name is Chanda Sadlowski, and I'm a concerned community member and a former member of the Morton District 100 School Board. So school board policy is something I'm quite familiar with. I want to address concerns about the recent removal of student artwork and clarify how this decision fails to align with district policy as written in the policy handbook. First, policy clearly states that student work may only be restricted if it is libelous, obscene, invades privacy, violates the law, or substantially disrupts school operations. There is no mention anywhere of political controversy or political conflict as grounds for censorship. Yet those were the exact reasons given for removing student artwork, because it was considered politically divisive or not aligned with institutional neutrality. This is not a standard outlined in district policy. Secondly, one student even asked to include a policy disclaimer next to her work clarifying that student expression does not represent the district, a statement explicitly written into the handbook, and that request was denied. Third, concerns about graphic content were incorrectly applied. One removed piece depicted the internal anatomy comparable to what students see in health or science classes. It contained no explicit nudity, yet was labeled inappropriate, despite being a part of an AP curriculum that encourages critical inquiry and culturally relevant work. Finally, the legal framework matters. Under Tinker versus Des Moines, student expression cannot be suppressed unless it causes substantial disruption. Under Hazelwood, schools may regulate school-sponsored speech, but not in a way that engages in viewpoint discrimination. And more recently, Illinois law goes further. The New Voices Law protects students from censorship except under narrow, clearly defined conditions that were not met here. In short, this administration has broken the law by denying these students their rights under the New Voices Law. This administration shouldn't let their personal beliefs impact their policy decisions. Thank you.
our next speaker, Beatrice Bain, please.
Good evening, my name is Beatrice Bain. I'm a senior at Morton West and a close friend of Mariana Ramirez. I'm here to just refer to a couple out of the over 250 anonymous comments we received from our community on the censorship of her artwork. Quote, I am deeply concerned about the decision to remove Mariana's artwork from the school art show. This piece addressed important and current issues such as immigration enforcement, reproductive rights, and global conflict, topics that are actively shaping the world students are growing up in. Its purpose was not to promote violence, but to raise awareness and encourage reflection. Labeling the piece as inappropriate or violent feels inaccurate to what it actually represents. Art is meant to express perspectives and highlight real-world issues. Removing them sends the message that students' voices are only valued when they're easy or don't challenge anything. Silencing student perspectives on real-world issues does not prepare us for the world. It limits our ability to engage in it, end quote. Quote, from my 4 years at Morton, I have been disappointed many times by the severe incompetence of this school, but this takes the cake. Actions like this make me scared for the future of this school and make me push harder for my brothers and sisters to be sent to a different school. It's why I warn my parents about Morton before they send my siblings here. A school should be a place where students feel free to be themselves and to speak on the injustices they see in the world, especially in the form of art, end quote. Quote, by silencing Mariana Ramirez, Morton West High School leadership has demonstrated that while families are being targeted, raided, deported, they will look the other way to appease anti-American values, end quote. Quote, this, in addition to other controversial events surrounding Morton West High School District, truly make me question what this school district is modeling for our students. We ask these young people to use their voices and advocate for justice and to express themselves to shed light on unfair things going on in this nation and our world. To turn around and then censor them for doing so is disappointing and discouraging, end quote. Thank you for your time.
Our next speaker, Deborah Bain.
Hello, my name is Deborah Bain. I have a degree in art history and art education. I'm a Berwyn resident and a Morton mom. Between my two daughters, they've participated in 3 years of visual arts, 5 years of theater, and 8 years of music at Morton West. I'm proud to say that the Fine Arts Department has played a formative role in shaping who they are today. The department's vision highlights independent thinking, self-expression, and culturally relevant work connected to the larger community. This is why I'm deeply disappointed by the decision to remove student artwork from the spring art exhibition for being deemed politically divisive. The works in question, especially those by Mariana Ramirez, are not outside this vision, they exemplify it. Mariana's AP portfolio, selected for recognition, addresses human rights. AP students are expected to explore meaningful questions and to present their ideas for interpretation. These expectations can lead students to engage with complex and sometimes controversial topics. Censoring that work disrupts the artistic process. It silences inquiry and prevents the kind of dialogue that is central to art education. Other subjects and activities in the district that promote critical thinking, civic engagement, and debate include social science, English language arts, and student organizations such as Junior State of America. I believe your two student board members mentioned a couple of them today, Civic Leaders of America and the Journalism Club. To exclude these concepts from the visual arts is inconsistent and unfairly limits one form of expression over others. Furthermore, removing artwork does not create neutrality. The removal of work is in itself a choice. When the school censors expression, they signal that some perspectives are not welcome, thereby diminishing a sense of belonging and pride. Yesterday, families of graduating seniors received a message from the dean's office asking every senior to leave this school year on a positive note by celebrating accomplishments and exiting with pride. Principal Kavanaugh mentioned this in her report. How do we ensure for these students whose artwork was removed that they can exit with pride? I urge the administration to reflect, to acknowledge that this decision may have been made in haste, and to consider making it right. And to Mariana, well done. When others silenced your voice, you recognized it for what it was, and you created your own platform to be heard. You are an inspiration.
Next speaker, Iris Moreno, please.
Hello. Okay. Wait. Is this on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay. I can't really hear. Okay. Hello. I am Iris Moreno. I'm a senior. Well, I'm going to be graduating on the 20th, obviously, like everyone else. And all I can say is this is very disappointing. Like the deepest disappointment. I've always felt like Morton was lacking compared to other schools, but I thought there was going to be a way that you could have more Hispanic culture spread, because the whole school is made up of Hispanic kids. If you didn't know, it's about 85 to 87%. And the fact that you take down an artwork that is real, that happens to kids like me and anyone else here that's Hispanic. To their parents, to their family members, it's a fear. But you guys take it down because you say it's inappropriate, right? I don't think it's inappropriate to be warning people about what actually happens outside of school. And it's honestly just proving how sad this whole board is. Not just this board, but also the principal. I have for any of you. It's honestly so disappointing to see these people leading the school, making decisions for me, when you can't even show an artwork that actually affects people like me and like other families. And I get it, because for the most part, most of you guys are white, and you don't have to experience that, right? Well, when I have to experience it, nobody else cares. So, yeah, you guys just suck.
Next speaker is David Moreno.
Hi, I'm David Moreno, Iris's dad. And, Mariana, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for creating this artwork and for kind of creating this opening for the community to speak out and speak about the values that are important and are central to what we are supposed to believe here in America. A lot of people say it, but like with many things, it's harder to carry out your values than to actually just speak empty words. So one thing I should be telling you, instead of all this, what I should be saying is that I'm really grateful to the administrative staff of Morton West High School, because we had a couple of times where there were serious concerns. We have two daughters in Morton. They are top performing students. They're in AP classes. Iris got summa cum laude like 4 years in a row. Right? We take it very seriously. And so when something happens to our daughters, we take that very seriously. We emailed, people who kind of are disconnected, were just like, oh, I don't know if they'll do anything, blah, blah, blah. We got responses right away. We met with administrators, we got an incident report, we got the issue taken care of. So that is something that is great about this school. But now, in my mind, I think about this. Because those actions of the school need to be rooted in genuine concern for students, for their care and their safety, not just a fear of liability. Okay? So, in the other cases, Morton passed the test. But in a case where students need to be allowed to display their artwork and speak their truths in an atmosphere where everyone is being targeted, by a criminal administration, by an administration that is dismantling everything they can get their hands on. People, leaders like the school board here need to stand firm to values that matter and values that we are supposed to believe here in America, and not just make an empty gesture and put our hand over our heart and then sit down and that's enough. Okay? Stifling freedom of speech is un-American. These works are about civil rights and gender issues, and Morton cited MAGA talking points in taking them down. So, caving to racism, criminality, immorality of MAGA is not a winning strategy. Ask Rudy Giuliani. Or ask the Ivy League schools like Harvard that sat down to bargain with the criminal in charge.
Sir, that was 3 minutes.
So, we've been through a traumatic year, and I was going to talk more about me, but let me cede my time to somebody else who can speak. Thank you.
That's right. Stop doodling and pay attention to the speakers.
Debbie Donovan, please. Luz Chavez, please.
Why don't you put your pen down and pay attention?
My name is Luz Chavez. I am a Berwyn activist, member of a local art collective, and 1995 graduate of Morton West. I want to thank everyone who showed up today to support Mariana and to support, if some of you don't know, other students whose work was about ICE was also removed from the art show. And I want to thank you for standing up against censorship and racism. I have to point out that the way you put open public comments all the way at the end, and the way that you limit community members to only 3 minutes, those are also ways of stifling free speech. Principal Kavanaugh, you said this was a great May. No, it wasn't. I don't care how many times you smiled and were cheerful during your freaking review. The fact that you even said that shows how completely out of touch you are with what students and the Morton community are feeling right now. And I am so glad you are no longer going to be a principal in Morton West. This past year has been one of the most difficult years for the Morton community. I know that some of you, like Pesic and Dr. K, or KKK as someone rightfully referred to you as today, Thompson, are all proud Trump supporters. I don't know about some of you, the rest of y'all. But for people that don't look like you, it has been a very tough year. We have had hundreds of our neighbors kidnapped by ICE within the Morton School District community. ICE and Border Patrol have terrorized our communities to the point that neighbors have feared leaving their homes to work or even to buy groceries. Families were completely torn apart, often with primary breadwinners being the ones detained, leaving families struggling to make ends meet. These kidnappings and this terror directly impacted many Morton students. During this time, instead of supporting students, you, Superintendent Kusniewski, you, School Board President Jeff Pesic, and the rest of this racist school board and administration refused to step up and protect our students. This is not the first time that community has shown up so hard. Morton West censorship of students' artwork against ICE is just the latest incident in the school district failing Latino and immigrant students during ICE's attacks on our communities. I'm going to give you a couple more incidences. When there was one of the many peaks of ICE activity, Superintendent Kusniewski, you're spending more time looking at a piece of paper than looking at the eyes of people that are talking to you. You sent a dismissive letter to families about their fears about ICE, and you blamed media hyperbole and media frenzy. You also, on your personal page, posted pro-Trump racist social media posts that you lied when a constituent asked you about it. You lied and you said a woman named Luz, and a woman named Luz made those.
again?
The school
Try to finish
district
up.
did not distribute know your rights information, even when ice raids were happening around schools. When community members stepped up to pass out KYR flyers and do your job for you, the Morton West SRO, Gordon, your boyfriend Kavanaugh,
Ma'am, you're 3 minutes.
threatened the community members.
right.
During the Holy Day Parade, when community members protested to take a stand against ICE, what did you do,
Ma'am,
Peasant?
your minutes are
You
up. Respect the people all the time.
you aggressively grabbed
Do we have
a
a motion to
banner
adjourn?
from protest. No.
Please respect the time limit, that's all we're asking.
Joanna Ryan is the next speaker, please.
Hi, my name is Johanna Ryan. I'm a Berwyn community member. I don't often get out to the high school, and it's been a real treat to hear from some really impressive young people who are learning to handle technologies I don't even know how to pronounce, who are making expressive artwork that also takes a stand, and I salute them all. I'm especially proud to be a neighbor of Mariana Ramirez and the friends who support her. They make me proud of my town. They make me feel good about paying my property taxes. What I do not feel good about is the censorship that's been exercised against her. It's undemocratic, it's un-American, it's a terrible lesson in how to run a democracy and how to be a participant in one. It's also, I think, it cuts across what you said tonight you want to do in this board, which is to educate the next generation, to prepare them for a dynamic and uncertain future, to prepare them to be the leaders of this community. And I think in order to do that, they have to be able to discuss the real ideas that affect them. We're not talking about 4- and 5-year-olds who might need to be protected from the ideas that are too scary. It's a disgrace, and I think it's also a very dumb way to prepare the next generation. The last time I was out at the high school here, I came to stand outside and pass out these flyers. Just a simple know your rights in case of raids by ICE. Now, I didn't expect to be able to just waltz into the school and give a lecture to the students because I'm not staff, but I thought I would be able to stand on the public sidewalk on the corner of Home and Riverside and pass these to the students who are my neighbors and who have smelled the tear gas, some of whom have friends and relatives who have been carted off by these ICE and Customs and Border Patrol agents. I was not allowed to do that. I was met by a school road resource officer in a patrol car who herded me back onto the south side of the street. I think that's also a terrible lesson to give our students. I would like to see this school board take the initiative to share information like this with the students, to make sure they do know their rights, to make sure they know the resources that are out there, to take charge of their own reproductive rights, to make the hard decisions that, despite their young years, they're going to have to make. I think that's where you should be putting your attention. But if you can't make it up to that level, they don't need shushing, they don't need censorship, they need your support. They need to express themselves. Thanks.
Cruz? Sabine? Richard Rebello? Yes.
When you said Cruz, it says Sierra. Hi. This?
Yes.
Hi. I don't think your job is easy, I'm sure. But it's pretty disturbing for like a resident of Berwyn, my name is Samina Kraus, to see when students are censored. I'm sure there's other stuff going on which I didn't actually know about. So I'm learning a lot today. But art is a powerful tool to help people see events, issues, experiences, and all things in the world around us through different lenses. One does not have to agree with the creative expression of the artist to celebrate diversity of thought. Art is most meaningful when it raises awareness, encourages dialogue, and critical thinking. In a way, it sure did this here. Rather than censor art, including a message about diverse subject matter of artworks, artistic freedom should be considered to allow audiences to determine for themselves how to approach the art and exhibit. You should have just put that at the show. And that's it. I just think it's kind of disappointing that, you know, it's an AP student who has to think for themselves, especially, and shouldn't be censored. So I hope you learn from this and people showing up and do better next time. We can only strive to do better.
Mr. Roberto?
Hi, good evening. My name is Richard Robledo. I am the vice president for Morton West Parent-Teacher Organization. But as a parent, I'd like to say that it was great to see the students come up here, receive their awards and recognitions as cum laude. As a parent myself, we are just a transparent, so I look forward to my son receiving one of those awards. And I know that through Morton West staff and their ability to provide this educational experience to them is something I know I can look forward to for me and my students. As a Morton West PTO member, we have a few objectives. I just want to lay them out for you. Our objective is to support the educational mission of Morton West through parent engagement and student-focused initiatives, to bring into closer relations with home and school, to blend into civic unity and the citizenry of District 201, so that all may cooperate intelligently and effectively in the training and learning of children for worthy citizenship, to provide opportunities for communication between parents and teachers in regards to essential educational principles and procedures, and to provide a forum for exchange of information among the various recognized parents and booster organizations within Morton West High School. Our objective is to promote, promote the educational excellence to the parents and create a more unity for Morton West parents, community, and staff. So we're looking for some volunteers from the staff and from the parents to get more engaged. Thank you.
Gerardo Nava, our next speaker, please. Gerardo.
Mr. Nava had he didn't put in the statement. Read it.
That's fine.
Okay, he was here for a good 2.5 hours. He said, I want to take a moment to talk about something quote unquote controversial. I don't care if any of you are Trump supporters. I don't care if you agree with the actions of ICE. Students took time to express through art the pain and realities and creativity they have, especially on real issues such as ICE activity within Cicero and Berwyn. These topics are not hyperbole, they are real. Parents have worried about this, students have worried about this, and I'm sure a number of staff and teachers have had to worry about this too. You should be ashamed of yourselves for allowing censorship to happen. Art is speech, the students have free speech, they have a right to that, and the protection and no shame of expressing themselves and on topics that are important to them. If you can't provide a space for the students that allow them to be a student, to express and or allow them to talk about issues that even if you disagree with them, if you can't provide that space, you don't deserve to serve on a school board, much less serve at Morton. Neighbor of mine.
Next speaker, Rodrigo Anlis.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't read your writing there well.
Sure.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Rodrigo Ansudes. I'm a Cicero resident, local activist, and an attorney in my day job. I'm here to finish Luz Chavez's comments. She was listing some of the other disgraceful things the board has done, including during the Hoobie Day parade when community members protested to take a stand against ICE and demand Cicero do more. School board president Jeff Pesic aggressively tried to pull down one of our banners. And now this administration removed artwork about ICE by several students. We know the superintendent, board president, and several school board members support Trump. You have no business leading a mostly Latino school district. Your actions are completely unacceptable. Your actions are completely racist. And when you attack our students, community is here to protect them. And we will not let you pull this shit again. To community members here, none of these members deserve a seat. Run for school board. Run so our community has the representation it deserves. My comments are very similar to what Lou said at the end. I think we are done trying to reason with you all. It's obvious you don't care about us, you don't care about immigrants, you don't care about our community, you don't care about bodily autonomy. You believe you can control us by censoring us. And I think that's because what you're realizing is that we're done with you, that the world might be moving on from you. And so we will not forget how you treated us, or how you've treated Mariana and several other students like her. And when elections come, we will vote you out.
I believe it's Domingo Ramirez.
Yes.
Sorry, I took the mic.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Domingo Ramirez. I'm a 24-year resident. What y'all did to this young lady was straight up racism. You gotta be ashamed of yourself. There's no other thing I could come up with that use a racist. And anybody that's Latino that's on this board, you gotta be ashamed of yourself. Anybody that supported this, laugh now, but on election day, we're gonna make sure you get voted out of office. Anybody that has a seat here, anybody claiming to be Latino, you're a sellout.
That's right.
She has the freedom of expression. Okay? When you come asking for money, none of the three-car salesmen over there, this guy, ask how much their project was going to cost. You come to our community asking for a penny. In a referendum, you know what the answer is going to be. Remember my face, because I'm going to be going to every Q&R, making sure our people say no. You know what I mean? You mess with one of our kids, you mess with all our community. As a matter of fact, your president, buck stops with you, you should step down.
That's right.
Any elected official that's here, remember my face, because I'm going to be canvassing, making sure you're not elected again. You're not bigger than our community. This is our community. 70% used to be 65% Latinos here. We're 70. Cicero 93. I dare you disrespect our kids.
That's right.
The hell's wrong with these people? You don't scare nobody. You ain't going to dictate nothing over here like you're in the South. Okay? You're working, your table right there is in a predominantly Latino community. Respect our kids and respect our people.
Next speaker, G. Cott.
One last thing. Any teacher or principal that didn't support our kids, step down. Go teach somewhere else.
My name is Grażyna Grześnikowska-Kot. And I was born in Poland in 1977. We had a censorship. I wrote a book which was banned. I was the first year allowed to read this at school. This was banned for many years until 1989. Many people know it. I have a master's degree in fine arts and bachelor in set and stage design, bachelor in graphic design. When I hear something like this, that the artwork was removed because it was too graphic, my question is, what does it mean, graphic? Because art is graphic. And I would like to ask you a question. Is this something what should be banned? No. And I brought this because, you know, I have to draw my first nude drawing at high school. And after when we had a show, those nudes were on our walls. It was dramatic event for me because I was a young girl and there is in the middle of my classroom a naked man, beautiful naked man. We were all stressed out But that's how it starts. And for us, it was art. It wasn't pornography. Now, I brought some examples. So, what is more graphic? He is naked. Should be banned? Are you going to erase from art books? It's in every single art book. I have in my elementary school art book. How can you say that this is graphic? So this is not? You can see him, he has no clothes. And actually I would like to remind you the event in Florida, 2023. The principal has to resign because she showed 2 kids. This was in my art school book in elementary school. I was taught this is art, this is not pornography. Now, this was removed because it's too political. You know what? Science, I studied art and I know some examples. This was removed by Nazis. Only because he was expressionist. Is this too graphic?
No.
They banned 5,000 art pieces.
Ma'am, that was 3 minutes.
Then, when you see this, is this too graphic?
3 minutes.
Yes, I will finish in a second. Is this too graphic? No. It's in art book schools. Great Polish artist. Are you going to cover up if you have it in art books at school? It's too graphic, too political. And at the end, because I only had 3 minutes, this is a movie made by my professor. It was banned, but it brought him a gold palm in Cannes. And then when I was a student, he came to US to get his honorary Oscar. He was banned for a long time in Poland. And they banned him again in 2000s. And today, I went online. We still have online First Amendment. It protects our free speech. We are in the United States, and you cannot override Constitution. It doesn't matter if we have a citizenship or no.
Ma'am, please respect the time limit.
Thank you.
Cynthia Burrito.
My name is Dr. Cynthia Brito, and I am a school board member of the Berwyn North District 98, a district that I am proud to say has taken a completely different approach to the terrorism and violence by the federal government. I am not surprised that these bigots continue to perpetuate harm onto us by violating students' constitutional rights and terrorizing them as they grieve the violence onto them, their families, and our community through their arts. They choose hate and terror while getting paid off of our money and our labor in this community. I demand that you all resign immediately, starting with you, Principal Christy Kavanaugh. You've been standing there, smiling and smirking as all of my other community residents have been speaking. It's a shame, and I want you to understand something. Something far more sinister is happening here. They want us exterminated. This is part of their plan. Stop appealing to their moral sense of anything because they don't have any morals. This is part of the plan to get rid of us. And we all need to take that very seriously. And when we say run for these seats, you all elected me into my seats. We can elect more of us onto these seats. None of them should be here for this next term. You should never see this person's face around here again. You all are going to go down in the history books as terrorists that you are.
volunteer. Mary.
My name is Mary Peronjo. I'm a resident of Berwyn, a homeowner, and I came today because I was appalled at the fact that the artwork by this young woman, who's recognized for her talent, was taken down. I believe in public schools, and I think one of the things that public schools were always supposed to do was to help people become good citizens. And do citizens know their rights? And do they know that however they express them, whether it's visual or in words, that they have a right to say something clearly? And I think this woman very clearly is reacting to what's happening in the world today, in our communities today, and she put it out beautifully. And so please, know that a lot of us who are not Hispanic or Latino do not like what happened.
Kayla?
Hi, I am Dr. Kayla Navarrete, class of 2014, and I'm here to talk about what happened. First and foremost, thank you, Mariana, for your wonderful work and your contributions to this community. The decision to censor the student shows incredibly immature leadership by this administration. These pieces help students ease into having difficult conversations that we should be fostering at the high school level. To prevent them from being able to reflect and discuss, such is detrimental not only to their education, but overall growth as individuals. And we should be proud of our students taking initiative and should build off of their intellectual process. As a Morton High School graduate, and pay attention when I say this, I can say that Morton as an institution did not properly prepare me for college. And it's incredibly disheartening to see you continue putting our students yet again at another disadvantage with every chance you get. Do better or resign. What are you still doing here?
Are there any other speakers? Anyone didn't sign in? Okay, information on the next regular scheduled Board of Education meeting will take place Wednesday, June 10th, starting at 5 o'clock, going directly into closed session. Do we have a motion to adjourn? All in favor? Thank you. Meeting adjourned.
No, we'll get it. Yeah, no problem. I was looking at it. Oh, how are you? You too.